Welcome back. Today we are diving into one of the most elegant string algorithms in computer science, Manacher's algorithm. This algorithm allows us to find the longest palindromic substring in a text in linear time, which is a significant improvement over standard approaches. First, let's quickly recap. A palindrome is simply a string that reads the same forwards and backwards, like race-car or level. In many coding interviews and competitive programming problems, you will be asked to find the longest substring within a larger text that satisfies this property. The brute force method involves checking every single possible substring, which takes cubic time, or O of n cubed. A better approach is to expand around the center of every character, which brings it down to O of n squared. While n squared is acceptable for small inputs, it becomes too slow when the string length reaches 100,000 characters or more. This is where Manacher's algorithm shines. It is designed specifically to solve this problem with linear time complexity and linear space complexity. That means the time it takes to run grows directly in proportion to the size of the string, making it incredibly efficient. One of the tricky parts of palindrome detection is handling both odd and even lengths. ABA has a clear center at B, but ABA has a center between the two B's. To unify this, Manacher's algorithm transforms the string by inserting a special character, like a hash or pound sign, between every character. Now, every palindrome in this new string has an odd length. The core of the algorithm builds an array, usually called P for every index, I. In our transformed string, P of I stores the radius of the palindrome centered at that index. The radius is the number of characters extending to the left or right from the center. Calculating this array allows us to determine the longest palindrome length easily. To achieve linear speed, we need to maintain two variables as we iterate through the string. C represents the center of the palindrome that extends furthest to the right so far. R is the right boundary of that palindrome. These help us decide when we can skip calculations. Here is the brilliant insight. Because a palindrome is symmetric around its center C, the values in the P array on the right side of C should mirror the values on the left side. If we are currently at an index, I that is inside our right boundary R, we can look at its mirror index, I mirror, to get an initial value for P of I. So we have two cases. If our current index I is outside the boundary R, we have no prior information, so we start with a radius of 0. However, if I is inside R, we can initialize P of I using the minimum of two values, the value at its mirror index or the distance from I to the boundary R. This jumpstart is what prevents redundant checks. The algorithm proceeds in 3 simple steps for each character. First, initialize P of I using the mirror logic. Second, try to expand the palindrome centered at I by checking characters outwards, just like the naive approach. Third, if this new palindrome extends beyond our current right boundary R, we update C and R to this new position. You might wonder, if we still have an expansion loop, why is it fast? The key is that we only run the expansion loop when we push past the right boundary R. Since R only moves to the right and never decreases, we only perform a linear number of character comparisons across the entire execution of the algorithm. To summarize, we pre-process the string to handle even lengths, use the mirror property to reuse previous computations, and only expand when necessary. This guarantees us a linear time solution. Thank you for watching and happy coding.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.